Hi, my name's Jabo.
I'm Blake. I'm the cameraman.
Welcome to this episode of Bad Tree Productions. Here's the issue we're having. Alright, stick the key in, go like this. Did you see that? See how long it took to start this thing?
It wasn't supposed to start.
Well, it would eventually start, but you notice how many times it cranked.
Right.
It cranked quite a bit. So, anyway, if your rig is, if the state of tune is, good, a modern fuel-injected vehicle should touch right off instantly. This took a couple seconds, took its own sweet time. Anyway, that's the topic we're addressing today on today's episode. All right.
That's correct.
Yes.
So we'll go into further detail about that.
So over the course of, I don't know how many years now, I'll have guys ask me what the price of a fuel pump should cost for their vehicle. And it's because they're kind of shocked themselves. So they'll ask me what it costs, and I'll say, well, I imagine your quote is about $600. So they're kind of shocked that I actually know that. Why is that? Well, it's kind of the default quote for a fuel pump replacement in this day and age. So these guys are about as old as me. So the last time they replaced a pump, it was kind of like this. So it was a mechanical pump. It was 2 bolts. It was bolted to the side of the engine. Okay. Pretty simple. So, and it probably cost $35 back then. So nowadays you're dealing with a more modern fuel system, okay, and that consists of this apparatus here, okay. So a typical shop rate in this day and age is about $60 to $100, and they'll go through their big book of estimates. And for your rig, it might take like say 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours, so you can quickly see where the labor rate is going to be about $200 to $300 just to swap this out. Then you get into parts, and parts like this. They're gonna go ahead and just grab the whole fuel pump assembly. The fuel pump assembly consists of 3 basic parts, but just for the ease of replacement, they'll go ahead and grab this thing. And if you grab this thing here, and it's like your make and model, if it's say like it's a Mopar part in our case, this is going to be about $300. So there you go. So you got $200 to $300 labor. You got $300 just for this part here. And if you got additional parts, like say the fuel tank straps, we live in the Rust Belt, so those straps usually are kind of rusty. You're looking at $26 to replace those straps, more or less. Your fuel neck can be rusted also, so that's a part that needs to be replaced. So there's steel, and it just turns into crust after a while. So they're looking at all that stuff. The nuts and bolts too that hold up the strap, those are another $10 probably or whatever. So you're looking at I don't know, you're looking at $600 to $700 in parts and labor. So, but being the thrifty guys that we are, we don't do stuff like that. Like I said, this is like 3 assemblies. So inside of here is the fuel pump itself. This is made out of a plastic. It's really tough. It's impervious to fuels. Fuels don't break them down at all or whatever. These things last forever. The fuel pump itself is actually a universal type of item, but the canister is always different for whatever rig you're driving. So the canister actually adapts the fuel pump, and this is a fuel pump. So the fuel pump covers a broad range of applications. The canisters, as you can see, these are 2 different ones. They're for your specific vehicle. So anyway, knowing that, you can go ahead and you can see how this here kind of snaps together. There's kind of a little clip here, and it coincides with this little slot here. If you elect just to get the pump, they'll actually supply like a little wedge that you can use to snap your canister apart. Then you can easily just pull the plug on your pump and then slam that in. Okay, so the pump cost on the high end of the spectrum is probably like $120 just for the pump, okay? You're looking at that'd be like a Carter brand or a Walbro brand or your Mopar brand or Ford, Chevy, whatever it might be. On the low end of the spectrum would be maybe 50 bucks for this, and then you're looking at a Chinese part. That part's going to have a life expectancy of maybe 50,000 miles. So if you don't care about your rig, go ahead and opt for the cheap part. There you go, boom, you just fixed it yourself for 50 bucks. In our case, we've got a hard start issue. In the fuel pump, we can actually hear it buzz. So the fuel pump is actually working. So in our case, all we really need to do is replace the fuel filter. And this is actually considered the fuel filter slash regulator. So it regulates fuel and it filters the fuel also. So a good one of these is about $50. That would be like your Mopar part or whatever. You can buy a cheap Chinesium one for $14, and that'll last you, like I said, probably for 50,000 miles or whatever. If you don't care about your rig, go ahead and swap it to the Chinese one. All right. So in our case here, we can actually fix this thing for not $700, not $600. We could actually fix our problem with this truck for $14. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Here it is again. You can hold it up by the gas tank.
That's the sound of a good fuel pump.
Right.
So I believe your hypothesis is on the right path.
Right. So, and anyway, if you don't hear that buzz noise, then you got a fuel pump issue itself. So you can actually go ahead and take like you want to be careful, but you want to tap with like a rubber mallet in the location of where the fuel pump is, and that might be enough to get your fuel pump, shocked into condition. It'll probably get you home. But I tell you what, doing that is not gonna last forever. You're gonna have to actually deal with the issue that's wrong. Okay. So, but in our case, our fuel pump is good. All we really need to do is replace the filter. Do it again?
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So that's gonna do it for our little fuel pump rant here. So we're gonna send you out to show you that the fuel pump actually does work on this truck. Yep.
So once you fix that, you can do that, right?
Exactly.
See you guys later.
Yep.
Make sure you comment, good, bad, ugly, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, go make a video.
Okay.
That's B-roll for the end of this video.
Okay. A new French truck with a little sister on my bike. On a YouTube bike. With a YouTube water horse. And YouTube Dad and JJ.